Assalamualaikum and konnichiwa. Thank you for joining today's episode of Academically Speaking with me, Azalia. And today's episode, we'll be talking about the dreadful, the horrible, the sad rejection. In mid-November, I received an email regarding an article submission to a journal. Previously, in the beginning of the year, I had submitted the same paper to a journal and it got its first rejection. I reworked it, resent it out, and mid-year I got my second rejection, and I reworked the paper again based on the comments I received, and I was very hopeful that third time would be the charm. But unfortunately, after a couple of clicks and opening that email, I got my third rejection. Yep. Just before we delve more into this issue, let's have a general idea about what are publications or journal publications in general, and why is it so important actually in academia. So in general, why publications are so important is because that's the way we get new information. That's how we know what is the latest trends, what are the latest methods, what are the new technologies. People cite publications all the time. This is where research happens, and that's why we always need new research. And as an academic, the dream or the job itself is to contribute to that body of research so that it continues to flourish. From a student point of view, why publications are important is because it can be a graduation requirement in some countries like Japan. So in my case, I am required to be published in a journal that is recognized by JSPS, and it has to be peer reviewed, and it has to be a full-length article, not a research note or fieldwork report or sort. So yeah, no publication, no graduation, no PhD. Okay, sad story. Now, career-wise, publications are important because it can be a job requirement for people who have been in grad school for so long and have no work experience. What universities look for instead are your publications. How much research have you contributed into the field? That's what they look for. So the more publications, the better. And those are the general reasons why publications are important in academia or to the academic student. So dealing with rejection in academia. From the start, they always tell you to never take rejection in academia personally. I mean, how else are we supposed to take it then, other than a direct comment and hit salvage to everything that you've done and worked hard for, right? I mean, sure, nothing. Won't take it personally. No hard feelings. The reason for this is because they say that rejection is a process in academia, and as I cite a published research, is that 85 to 90% of prominent authors do admit that they have been rejected before. So it should be normal. It shouldn't be, it's something that you're supposed to get used to. But man, it's like getting used to heartbreak. According to Belcher's Writing Your Journal article in 12 weeks, I really enjoy these articles because it really tells you, it really helped me when dealing with rejection, which is once you get the decision, it's always good to process the feeling. So for me, I was really angry and I was really upset, and because of that, I had no mood whatsoever to read any of the reviewer comments. And at that time, I was just thinking of chucking it away. I was like, that's it, I'm done. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this article anymore. It's the third rejection, right? And it's okay to be angry, and it's good to always encourage. But it has to be like a positive anger, if there's such thing, like it's not really actually being mad at the reviewer or mad at the comment. It's just being upset. It's just being human. So it took me about 3 weeks, which is the recommended amount of time for you to sit back and just contemplate on your journal decision. It took 3 weeks until I finally had the courage to open up and actually read the reviews and be in a very calm state of mind. Because when you are very angry at first after receiving a rejection, it doesn't matter any kind of rejection, you just get so angry, you tend to be emotional because that's what humans do. We get emotional, and when you read the reviews, you'll get angry and you'll get very defensive. Having a good calm peace of mind when you are reading the comments will actually give you a clearer picture and actually help you to think about what are you gonna do with your paper after this? To be honest, I was really ready to abandon the paper after that rejection. After I read it, I was like, nope, that's it, because I have spent the entire year dedicating my time into trying to get this piece of paper published. You know, it was just like, maybe my work isn't good enough, maybe it's not worthy of publication. And sure, we have read a lot of wonderful success stories of people who, you know, submitted it 3 times rejected, 4 times rejected, but then the 5th time they got accepted, and becomes the most cited, most exciting research of the year. And that's very inspiring and really gives you a lot of inspiration that, hey, you know, that can be me one day. But sometimes when you're in reality and you realize that, you know, it doesn't really happen to everyone. So it's also very important for us to stay realistic about what you want to do. So what did I do? At first I was going to abandon it, like I said, but then I realized that, hey, I reread my paper and there was some good stuff in there, and I got a lot of comments praising my literature review and my arguments, and you know, it shows that there is something worth salvaging there. So I decided that instead of totally abandoning it just before I put it in the abandoned folder inside my computer, I decided that, hey, maybe I can send it somewhere else. Now, when you talk about publications, of course, the first rank, best creme de la creme is, of course, to get a peer-reviewed publication. But then again, not all publications need to be peer-reviewed. Some publications just want articles for people to read, and you know, those can be other places that you can consider sending things that you don't love anymore. No, I still love my paper. That's what I decided to do. I found a journal that was looking for articles regarding second language acquisition in Japan, and they wanted really short articles, just short summaries, and I thought it was perfect for my literature review, summing up my argument and summing up what was going on in the field. And yeah, that's what I did with the rejection. And although it didn't come out as the perfect article that I envisioned it to be, but hey, at least you win some and you lose some. Sometimes it's not just about your paper or your work. Sometimes it can also be the journal that you are submitting to. Some people, of course, you aim for the high tier journals because you want their comments. I mean, you know that you're going to get rejected. Like for me, I'm not going to get published in TESOL quarterly, like it's my dream. Comments that you get from them, those are the things that are going to help your paper be better. Some journals might not be suited with your topic that they're not looking for. Some journals might not be familiar with the scene, and that was one of the major problems that I noticed with my paper, that it was very difficult, or maybe it was on my end then, okay. It was very difficult to explain how Malaysians speak and how to explain that we code switch interchangeably, and they were always asking me to define how much English was used, how much Malay was used. Tapi kan, if we're always changing macam ni, macam tu, macam nak cakap like berapa persen English, berapa persen Melayu, like how do you do that? I don't know, maybe that is, tapi I tak tahu. So alright, the summary is choosing a right journal. After rejection, choosing, you know, maybe if I didn't give up, I want to choose to send it to a different journal. Choosing the right journal carefully and knowing what the outcomes are going to be. If you are looking to getting started on getting published in journals or getting article published, I really do recommend Belcher's 12 weeks to writing a journal article. You can find it online. I think, yeah, it's a bit available in PDF if I'm not mistaken. Do have a read. It's a very good workbook that can help you step by step. So in summary, rejections are difficult. If you are also going through a journal rejection or going through the ups and downs of getting published, I'm wishing you all the best. It's alright, you know, we can always be sad together. They do say that academia is a very lonely journey, but you know, you can always talk to your friends about this. It's something that, yeah, it is a process that all academics go through, and like she wrote, it's important to just persevere, because that's part of the job, to continue to learn, to continue to contribute. And you know, I'm not perfect anyway. Alright, so that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Do let me know if there's anything else that you would like to know about being a student in Japan. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Assalamualaikum. That was a long rant.